Okay, at the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary, we aim to help any bird in need that comes to us. So we often get injured penguins or seabirds. Some of them are oiled, some are just very thin because of a shortage of fish in the oceans, and they cannot molt or they're not strong enough to carry on. Or they have a disease like tick-bite fever or malaria, and we can treat them for that. We are transponding the penguins, so it's inserting a microchip, and that way we can pick up if they've been in rehab before and also where they go on the colonies. So we have to transpond everyone before we release them. So we are going to do the blues, so these are the chicks that we got from the island who were abandoned after a storm, and they are almost at the right weight to be released now. Yes, maar is droog. Okay. This little penguin came to us in December, an arrested molter, so he was very thin and he couldn't molt because he didn't have enough fat. From the start he wasn't quite right, he wasn't aggressive enough like a normal penguin. He also had a wound over his head, and we've since determined that he has brain damage. So he doesn't understand that he needs to eat, and we need to help him to eat, and at this stage he cannot be released because he doesn't have the normal survival instincts. The blues, the young ones, we reckon about 1 out of every 8 survives at this stage, so we really make an effort to look after the adults as well, because the young ones take 4 years to reach sexual maturity and start breeding, where the adults are already breeding pairs. So it's important to keep them, and they also, the survival rate of the chicks are better when they're parent raised in the wild. But these guys don't do so well. But we try, because every bird counts. The little blues that we weighed this morning came to us about 2 months ago. They were abandoned by their parents after the storm, and the heaviest one that came to us was 453 grams, and he's now weighing 3.15 kilos. And the smallest one was 246 grams, only a little handful, and is now almost 3 kilos, and one of them are over 4 kilos now. So they're doing very well. Nice fat babies. After both their meal times every day, we encourage them to swim. We don't force them to stay in the water for a specific time, but because they would normally feed in the water in the sea while they're swimming, it's important for them to drink, because it helps them to digest their food. It also speeds up the metabolism, and it cleans them of any fish blood that might be sticking to their faces. And for us it's also a good way to check the bottoms of their feet and their bodies, and to see whether they're waterproof and if their feet are in good health without stressing them and catching them. We can observe them and see how they're doing. This one came off the island. He was attacked by a seal and his knee was ripped out of the joint. So the wounds are healing nicely. He's starting to bring his leg forward. If he can do that, he can be released. Normally we would feed him up with the other penguins, but that would mean carrying him, and because we want to limit human interaction, we'd rather feed him here without touching him too much. So he's had one fish, he decides how much he wants. Whenever we get a new bird into rehabilitation, each bird gets a hospital sheet where we note the number, the day, where it came from, the weight, all the medications we give on admission, and then also everything that is wrong with that bird, any wounds or fractures. And then that's also the hospital sheet. While the bird is under treatment with the medication daily, we mark how many days and where they're at, and then any comments and also what they're eating. And once they then progress to rehab and they're not in hospital anymore, they go on a daily feeding list, and we mark off how many fish the bird eats. We weigh them, or any other notes, any vitamins they're getting. We also feel it's very important to look at the habitat out there. Rehab is really just the final backstop to help them. but it won't fix the decline in their numbers. So we need to look at the habitat restoration of fish resources, giving them nests so that they can breed in safety without other birds stealing their eggs or their chicks, cleaning up plastic from the ocean and from the beaches, anything we can do to help the adult birds out there become a healthy population again.